Captain Rhea Patel drummed her fingers against the command console of the paper trail, watching hyperspace swirl outside her viewport while her ship's AI finished another routine cargo manifest. "ARIA, please tell me why we have to submit these forms every 4 hours," she asked, knowing full well what the answer would be. The AI's holographic avatar, styled after ancient Hindu scriptures' depictions of enlightened beings, flickered to life beside her. According to Galactic Trade Authority Regulation 459B, all vessels must maintain updated manifests when traveling through regulated space to ensure. That was rhetorical, Rhea interrupted with a smile. "Though I do appreciate your dedication to protocol. Someone on this ship should be," Araya replied with what might have been a hint of sass, "especially given our current inventory management system." Rhea glanced at the manifest displayed on her screen. "Cargo manifest, GTFE trail, QONTNTs, standard office supplies, writing implements, document organization systems, productivity enhancement tools, environmental modification devices, long-range communication facilitators." She had to admire the poetry of it. Technically, nothing in the manifest was incorrect. It just happened to omit certain details about exactly how their cargo might enhance productivity or facilitate communications. "Incoming transmission," Araya announced. "Galactic Trade Authority Checkpoint Theta 7. "Put them through," Rhea said, straightening her captain's jacket, a formal uniform she'd modified with enough hidden pockets to make a magician jealous. A stern-faced Isilaxian materialized on her view screen, all 6 eyes focused on a datapad. "Captain Patel, this is Inspector Vrel. Your manifest submissions have drawn attention." "Oh." Rhea kept her expression neutral. "Is there a problem with my paperwork?" "No. That's exactly the issue. Your manifests are suspiciously consistent. Human cargo ships typically display more." The inspector paused, searching for the right word. "Creative documentation." "Inspector, I'm wounded." Rhea pressed a hand to her chest in mock offense. "Are you suggesting humans aren't capable of maintaining organized records?" "Captain, last month a human vessel listed their cargo as aggressive feng shui solutions. It turned out to be a shipment of tactical antimatter charges." "Well, they do drastically reorganize spaces," Rhea pointed out. All 6 of Inspector Vrel's eyes narrowed simultaneously. "We've also had reports of increased pirate activity in your sector. The notorious Kyrix, the Ruthless, has been targeting cargo ships." "How concerning," Rhea said, managing to sound appropriately worried while suppressing a smile. "We'll be sure to stay alert." After the transmission ended, Araya's avatar turned to face her. "Captain, I feel compelled to point out that your current expression suggests you're hoping we encounter pirates." "Now why would I want that?" Rhea asked innocently, checking the status of several cargo bay systems that definitely weren't weapons. "I'm just a simple cargo hauler transporting ordinary office supplies." "Of course," Araya replied. "Though I note you've activated the emergency filing systems. Standard procedure when traveling through potentially dangerous space," Rhea said, patting the console affectionately. "After all, you never know when you might need to do some aggressive reorganizing." As the paper trail continued its journey through hyperspace, Rhea couldn't help but hope that Kyrix, the Ruthless, would live up to their reputation for poor target selection. It had been almost a month since anyone had tried to steal her office supplies, and she was starting to miss the look on pirates' faces when they learned why humans had developed such creative cargo descriptions. "Araya, run a diagnostic on our productivity enhancement tools," she called out. "Just in case we need to file any urgent reports." "All systems optimal, Captain. Though I still maintain that referring to a plasma cannon array as a long-range document delivery system stretches the definition of office supplies." "Nonsense," Rhea grinned. "It delivers our point quite effectively." The paper trail sailed onward, its holds full of perfectly innocent cargo that absolutely, positively wasn't designed to make pirates regret their career choices. After all, sometimes the best way to teach a lesson about reading the fine print was with a practical demonstration. Human Resources Department, indeed. Xerxes the Ruthless, terror of the Orion Arm, and three-time winner of Most Likely to Steal Your Cargo in the Pirate Monthly Digest, was having a terrible day. Their fearsome reputation had taken a significant hit after last month's incident with a human vessel carrying what was listed as atmospheric adjustment equipment. How was I supposed to know they meant tactical-grade nerve gas? They muttered, absently scratching one of their chitinous plates with a crystalline appendage. Status report. Their first mate, a cybernetically enhanced Jovian named Zix, who had specifically requested that job title after watching too many human space operas, manipulated the sensor arrays with their tentacles. Large cargo vessel detected, Captain. Registry identifies it as the Paper Trail. What kind of name is that for a ship? Xerxes demanded. A human one, Captain. Scan their cargo manifest. Already done. They're hauling. Zix paused, all three eye stalks blinking in confusion. Office supplies. Xerxes' mandibles clicked together in suspicion. What kind of office supplies? Writing implements, document organization systems, productivity enhancement tools. That's it. Xerxes interrupted, their crystalline structure gleaming with anticipation. No clever descriptions. No hidden meanings. No aggressive peacekeeping solutions or rapid structural reorganization devices. No, Captain. Just ordinary office supplies. Xerxes' victory glands began secreting what their species considered the equivalent of a smile. Finally, we've caught them being lazy with their manifests. This will be the easiest prize we've taken all cycle. Sir, Zix ventured carefully. Don't you think it's a bit suspicious that they're being this straightforward? Nonsense. They've clearly grown complacent. Signal the boarding party and prepare the intimidation broadcast. Today, we show the galaxy why I'm called Xerxes the Ruthless. Actually, sir, Zix interjected, according to last month's Pirate Monthly, you're now known as Xerxes, the remarkably optimistic. What het? Xerxes' crystalline form briefly shifted to an embarrassed shade of purple. Who authorized that change? The same editor who published your school yearbook photo, sir. Before Xerxes could express their feelings about the state of modern pirate journalism, the communication system crackled to life. A surprisingly cheerful human voice filled the bridge. Welcome to the Paper Trail's Customer Service Department. For sales inquiries, press 1. For attempted piracy, please hold while we process your boarding request. Your wait time is approximately 0 seconds because we're actually quite excited to show you our inventory. Xerxes turned all 4 of their sensor clusters toward Zix. They're excited. Perhaps it's a trap, Zix suggested hopefully. Impossible. Our scans show nothing but standard cargo containers. Deploy the boarding shuttles. As the boarding parties launched, Zix's tentacles flew over the sensor arrays one final time. Captain, I'm detecting some unusual energy signatures from their cargo hold. Probably just their coffee makers, Xerxes dismissed. I hear humans can't function without caffeine. Sir, I don't think coffee makers typically generate enough power to register on military-grade sensors. Details. Today we claim their cargo of. Xerxes paused dramatically before deflating slightly. Office supplies. Aboard the Paper Trail, Captain Riya Patel watched the approaching boarding shuttles with the kind of smile usually reserved for teachers about to spring a pop quiz on unsuspecting students. RIA, would you be a dear and prepare our guest orientation package? Of course, Captain. Shall I include the complete product demonstration, or just the introductory materials? Oh, let's give them the full presentation. It would be rude not to show off our entire inventory management system. Riya adjusted her many-pocketed jacket and headed toward the cargo bay. After all, customer satisfaction is our top priority. Indeed, Riya replied, And if an eye could smirk, this one definitely was. Though I feel compelled to point out that our last customer satisfaction survey resulted in 3 career changes and 1 religious conversion. The docking procedure went suspiciously well. No evasive maneuvers, no desperate pleas, not even a single warning shot. Instead, the paper trail's docking bay doors opened with what could only be described as enthusiastic cooperation. As the boarding party prepared to enter, their leader, a hulking Centaurian named Vrax, muttered to his teammates, "Is anyone else worried about how easy this is?" They found Captain Patel waiting for them, wearing what appeared to be the universe's most pocket-laden jacket and a smile that suggested she knew something they didn't. Several somethings, in fact. "Welcome aboard the paper trail," she beamed. "We're so glad you could join us for today's product demonstration. Would you like to start with our basic office supplies, or should we skip straight to our more innovative productivity solutions?" The pirates looked at each other, then at their weapons, then at the human captain who seemed far too happy about being robbed. The math wasn't difficult, even for space pirates who had skipped most of their risk assessment classes. They were about to learn why humans had gotten so creative with their cargo manifests in the first place. "Let's start with basic office supplies," Captain Patel said cheerfully, leading the increasingly nervous boarding party through the cargo hold. "This section here contains our writing implements." Vrax, the Centaurian boarding party leader, pointed his weapon at a large container. "Open it." "Of course. Area, please demonstrate item category 1. The container's lid smoothly lifted, revealing rows of metallic cylinders. "These are our premium marking devices," Rhea explained. "Particularly effective for leaving lasting impressions." She lifted one. "Would you like a demonstration?" That's a plasma torch," Vrax said weakly. "Oh no, this is clearly labeled as an advanced permanent marking tool. Though I suppose plasma torch is technically accurate if you want to be boring about it." She replaced the device. "Moving on to our document organization systems." The next container opened to reveal what appeared to be a collection of innocent-looking folders. "These are our rapid filing solutions," Rhea continued, lifting what looked suspiciously like a grenade launcher. "Excellent for handling multiple documents simultaneously. The blast radius, filing range, is quite impressive." Over the boarding party's comms, Kazarx's voice crackled. "Have you secured the cargo yet?" Vrax looked at the filing solution in Rhea's hands, then at his communicator. "Sir, I think we should discuss the meaning of secured in this context." "And here," Rhea continued, patting a massive container labeled Productivity Enhancement Tools, "is my personal favorite. Area, would you do the honors?" The container's sides fell away to reveal what could only be described as enough firepower to make a small battleship nervous. That's a tactical nuclear device," one of the pirates whispered. No, Rhea corrected. "This is clearly labeled as an extreme workflow optimization solution. Perfect for when you need to dramatically reorganize large spaces." Part 4. The Great Escape. Kazarx was starting to get worried. Their boarding party's communications had devolved into increasingly panicked descriptions of office supplies that weren't actually office supplies. "Sir," Zix reported, "the human captain is now showing them something called advanced data deletion tools." "And what are those actually?" "According to our scans, antimatter warheads." Before Kazarx could respond, Captain Patel's cheerful voice came through their comm system. "Dear valued potential customers, I couldn't help but notice your ship's weapons are charging. While I appreciate your enthusiasm, I should mention that we're about to begin our demonstration of our long-range communication facilitators." "You mean weapons," Kazarx said flatly. "Such a harsh word. These are merely tools for ensuring our point gets across clearly. Speaking of which, ARIA, please prepare the express delivery system." Multiple weapon ports opened along the paper trail's hull, each bearing labels like Priority Message Sender and Urgent Memo Dispatcher. "Captain," Zix interjected, "3 Galactic Trade Authority vessels just dropped out of hyperspace." Xerxes' crystalline structure paled. Surely they wouldn't. Oh, good. Riva's voice chirped. I was just about to file my incident report. How fortunate that the authorities are here to witness our product demonstration. 1 week later, Inspector Vrel sat at his desk in the Galactic Trade Authority headquarters, staring at what had to be the most unusual report he'd ever received. Let me understand this correctly, he said to Captain Patel's hologram. The notorious Xerxes, the ruthless. Actually, Rhea interrupted. According to the latest issue of Pirate Monthly, they're now known as Xerxes the Reformed. They're doing quite well in their new career as a cargo manifest compliance consultant. Yes, well, Vrel shuffled through his papers. You're telling me that they and their entire crew voluntarily surrendered, applied for legitimate cargo inspection licenses, and are now running a consulting firm specializing in creative compliance solutions. Their first seminar is already sold out, Rhea beamed. Why you should always read the fine print. A Survivor's Guide to Human Shipping Manifests is quite popular. Vrel looked down at his desk, where a new manifest from the paper trail awaited his approval. This one listed its cargo as educational materials for professional development. Do I want to know what's actually in those containers? Exactly what it says. Rhea's innocent expression somehow managed to look more suspicious than any guilty one could have. Just some practical materials for hands-on learning experiences. Vrel looked at his carefully organized desk, his years of service awards, and the mounting stack of increasingly creative shipping manifests. He then did something he'd never done in 12 years of service. He opened his bottom drawer and pulled out a career change application form. I don't suppose, he asked carefully, that position for creative documentation specialist is still open. For you? Always, Rhea grinned. Though I should mention that the training program involves some hands-on experience with our inventory. You know, standard orientation stuff. Nothing too exciting. Just some basic rapid environmental restructuring devices. You mean weapons? No, those are listed under peacekeeping accessories. These are clearly labeled as educational demonstration units. She paused. Though I should mention that the difference is mostly academic, especially when they're being used. As if on cue, Vrel's computer chimed with a new manifest submission. The cargo was listed as standard office equipment, but the attached note read, Warning. Contents may cause spontaneous career epiphanies. Welcome aboard, Inspector, Rhea said cheerfully. Or should I say, Future Director of Alternative Classification Strategies. And somewhere in deep space, aboard a newly refurbished consulting vessel named Regulatory Compliance Solutions, former pirate Captain Xerxes was teaching a class of eager students the most important lesson they'd ever learn. When dealing with human cargo ships, always read the fine print, preferably from a safe distance, and with a good lawyer on speed dial. Meanwhile, back on the paper trail, Captain Rhea Patel was filling out yet another cargo manifest. This one simply read, Contents, various administrative supplies and related educational materials. She called out, Shall we file that under creative documentation, or things that make other things go boom? Why not both? The I replied. After all, sometimes the most dangerous thing in a cargo hold isn't what's inside the containers. It's the paperwork that comes with them.